Pod People.
Welcome back to another episode of Let Me Tell You Something.
I'm your host, Tyshon Lawrence.
And I'm Cristian Dennis.
You know, I'm never going to get over that.
You're going to do that every time. You didn't answer my question.
Sorry.
I was like, dang, you going to do it every time? You just stare at the camera. Like,
No. I was staring. I was like, because I was like.
You looking at me because I look good?
Yeah.
Good What is up, guys?
All right, guys. So we're back with another episode. And we're starting off very goofy. But we're about to get into some things because, hold on, Dennis got the name.
I got
and
the tea.
What we about to listen to.
Okay, I have a little bit of tea. So we're about to listen to another one of you guys' voicemails. I love this part of the show. All I know is that our girl McKenzie is having some jealousy issues.
Ooh.
She's jealous of her friend.
It's got to be some context behind that.
I know we're gonna get context. We got to.
I'm not going. I'm gonna keep my mouth closed until I hear exactly what's going on before I say anything.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and give it a listen. Let's see what we have here.
Yes, what we got.
So I have this friend, and her family has a lot of money, and she's going on a cruise in April, and I'm kind of jealous because my family's not that well off. I don't have that much of I have a great relationship with my family, but it's like harder because I feel very jealous of the fact that she gets to go on this cruise. And it's honestly not even fun to be around her because she makes little comments or little snarky comments, but she's my best friend and I don't want to say anything to her. And now I don't know what to do.
Oof.
Wow.
You know, I've been in this situation before, I want to say.
Guys,
I'm going to give y'all a little backstory. So if you know, you don't know this about me. I don't put this on social media or whatever, but I didn't come from like the greatest background. Let me just say, I didn't come from like, you know, big houses and all stuff like that. My family, obviously my mom, thank God for her, she worked her ass off and my dad did what he had to do. But, you know, I wasn't as fortunate as most kids. So here's what I'm about to say before we hear the rest of the voicemail. It is going to be, there's a lot of kids listening. There is going to be moments in your life where you have people that's going to have more than you, but you have to realize that your parents can only provide what they can for you. Your parents work hard every single day to do what they can to make you happy. It's hard because they have all this stress and all this other stuff that they got to go through. But you know, before I get into the things, let's hear the rest of the voicemail. Let's hear the rest.
Is there more to the voicemail?
Is there more to the voicemail? Oh, okay. All right. So we just been informed by producer Chris. Thank God for him. He told us that is, you know, the whole voicemail. So now you got anything to say, babe?
Yeah, I have a couple things to say.
All right. Go ahead.
That made me so sad because I can't relate. I mean, I wouldn't say that like I had like the best either, but my parents came from Cameroon.
Yeah.
And like I said in other episodes, I'm first generation, and I mean they worked their ass off to come to America. They were younger than me. I'm 25, and my mom was 20, I think 19 or 20 when she came here and had nothing. And they worked really hard to get us where we are today. My mom is a dental hygienist. My dad is he works for the government. He's in IT and stuff. But I can definitely relate to feelings of like wishing, or feelings of envy and jealousy.
Yeah.
Because I do think that there's a difference between envy and jealousy, and I think jealousy has a more negative connotation to it. And I feel like it's
I don't feel like you know, I'm not gonna speak for her, but I don't feel like that she's like she should be using jealous as the context. I feel like she might just be feeling like, damn, I wish I had those things.
Well, I think it's very mature of her to be able to acknowledge that she is jealous if she is jealous, because it sounds like she's jealous. Like she just was like, I'm jealous. Like I wish I had. And I think envy is more like you want what that person has. I think that I have been envious of some things, and I'm like, well, I'm going to work to get that. And I think that it is really hard, especially when, I mean, I'm not sure how old you are, McKenzie, but like when before you're 18, like everything is you just have to kind of deal with what you got. Like you don't have a job yet, or you might not have a job.
So hard.
You're in school, and you kind of have to just like deal with whatever your parents can provide for you. But you have to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I have a lot of thoughts.
No, because I want to say, like, I feel like it's gonna be hard for her, you know, as growing up in the situation, because I know for me it was very hard to see, you know, a lot of kids walking with Jordans that I wanted, and then I had those friends that, you know, I don't know your friend very much, you know, I don't know your friend, but I know that some people don't realize that they are bragging, you know. I don't know if you use that word to her, like, you know, I feel like you're bragging, but some people are just so fortunate in having, you know, all that stuff like that they don't realize that people who can't, you know, live that type of lifestyle or get those certain things and stuff like that, they don't realize that they're bragging to you. I know for me, this thing that it's like, you know, I went home and I when I was younger, I used to ask my mom, like, why can't I get certain things like that? Like, and, you know, for my mom, I know that was hard for her to hear, because, you know, she's working her ass off to get what she can from me. But it don't get easy. I will say that.
I think it does get easier as you get older.
I mean, once you get
able
older.
To,
but I'm saying like right now while she's in school.
I mean, I think it's always a good message to leave off, like, things do get better. I think right now, I mean, she didn't let us know how old she is, but as a kid, I think she already sounds very mature for, like I said, for her to be able to acknowledge that she is jealous of her friend. And she didn't mention that her friend is making like slight comments. Like you said, some people don't notice, but that's what comes with having privilege. Like when you just, you know, grow up around like having money and having pretty much everything having more than what you need and everything that you want, you don't really realize that, like, oh, hey, like my friend doesn't really have all that, or maybe she does realize it and she just doesn't care. So you know
something that I have never told you.
What?
I've never told you that I was embarrassed to bring you like to the. I wasn't embarrassed, but I was just like, once I saw like your, you know, environment that you live in and like the homes and stuff like that, I was kind of like, you know, like, damn, I'm about to bring him to like, even though like my grandma has a, you know, a nice house or whatever, it was just like, I was kind of nervous because I was just like, you know, now I'm thinking back to like how she's probably feeling. Like, it's just really hard to think about those things. But I will say, as a young age, to be thinking like that and already admitting to, you know, jealousy and stuff like that, that's really huge. But
I think that
I don't think it get easier. I think that, I mean, obviously, yes, I do. Like, yes, I do. It does get easier, but I'm saying like, as you grow up, you're still gonna have those thoughts in your head.
Oh, okay. So I see what you mean. I mean, I agree with that. I think that you're always gonna have a situation where you meet someone that has more than you. There's always people that have more than you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you might be the person that has more than someone else.
Yeah.
So I think you should always try to realize that even though you wish you had what that person had, like they don't need all that. Like it's a luxury, and also realize that like, wherever you're at right now, whatever situation you're in, you might have it better. You might be that person that has more than someone else,
and you might not realize you're saying to somebody else.
So I think that everyone, it's a good lesson for everyone to check their privilege and be like, hey, like maybe I shouldn't be complaining about this because like, like but then
also it's also. I'm not gonna say it's a blessing, but it's also like once you get to a point where you're able to afford things that you never, you know, was able to afford, you'll realize like, I don't need to tell people what I got, or I don't need to brag about certain things that I have, because those characteristics are very toxic. I want to say. And
also I would say definitely use that, that feeling, take that feeling. Cause you know how like, wait, what song is it? Carrie Hilson, like jealousy's the ugliest trait. That's why I feel like although you do feel jealous, I think that you are more envious, because when people that are jealous usually can't admit that they're jealous. Just like, I'm not jealous. But people that are envious, like they see what they want and they wishing you had something, and then being jealous of something. Like when you're jealous, you're more of like, oh, I don't want them to have it because I deserve it and they don't deserve. Like that's more of that. But I think you should use that feeling, use that that energy you feel within you of jealousy or envy, and use that to work hard. Honestly. Use that to your advantage, because I think even though I think I was pretty well off when I was in high school and stuff like that, like, I mean, I feel like I was just pretty well off in general. I think that I did acknowledge my privilege, but I also saw what I wanted to work towards, and I used that instead of being jealous, I was like, I like that. I want it. I'm gonna get it. So like, I work hard to try to get that. So just use that energy to.
I would say one thing that I struggle with like kids being more fortunate and stuff like that. You know, like when you're in high school and everybody's like, oh, I'm about to go to apply to this college or that college. I could not do that. I had to go to community college.
Community college.
And, you know, seeing the fact that a lot of kids, some kids decided to go to community college, I would want to say, because they was like, I want to work for this. I want to do it for myself. Some people that have stuff, they do want to take, they not the harder route, but they want to you know, be like, I put in the work for this, and my parents didn't just provide for me. I would say,
if anything, this makes you stronger. And I know it might not be easy to see right now, but like for me, I mean, for both of us, we went to community college, and this is just an example of like, I'm sure your friend Mackenzie's probably going to she's going to apply to a great school and go to college and go to a great school. But at the end of the day, like people that have it easy in the beginning always end up having a harder in the end, or through like their life experiences, because like you don't know how it feels to struggle.
Wait, hold on. We're gonna have to replay that. Say that one more time, because that is
people that have it easy. People that have it easier in the beginning always end up having a harder in the end, because when you are surrounded by so much.
Say it one more time, please. One more.
No, I was trying
one more for me. One more for me. One more.
Oh my God. People that have it easy in the beginning of their lives, or just in general, always end up having it harder. And I say that because when you know what it's like to struggle, you have so much more fight in you, and you don't give up easily, and you work 10 times harder. People that already like that don't have to work hard at all, they don't work. They don't do anything. Everything's handed to them. So when things fall apart, they don't know what to do. Because at the end of the day, it always, or sometimes it does fall apart for people. And if it falls apart for you, you're like, okay, like this feeling I'm familiar with, I know how to work out of it.
You may be that person in the back being like, damn, I wish, you know, things were handed to me like this person. But if you think about it, when they get older, they're going to be like, damn, how do you do this? Or why do I feel like this? Or da-da-da.
You know how many people went to university that came back to community college? Or how many people went to university that flunked or failed or partied and wasted thousands of dollars are
Trust me.
I can't speak. Wow. Are in debt. I cannot
there are some people I want to say that do go to college and be like, I'm going to commit to this. But then there'll be some people who dead ass just be like, I'm just going to go to college. I'm going to party. I'm going to get this little out of my spirit. And then I'm going to get to work. It don't work like that. You got to get straight into things when you get into that situation.
And I would also say sometimes the grass is not always greener on the other side. Yeah. So I think, McKenzie, just to like kind of end our thoughts, because I think we've been talking about it for a minute, but just kind of try to realize that, like, try to be thankful for what you have and really enjoy what you have now, because you never know, like, things can change for the better, for the worse,
and not just
never know. So just try to enjoy like where you're at right now.
And also, I do want to add to, like, maybe you should, if this is your best friend, this is somebody that you can talk to about anything. And maybe, you know, not saying that she was in the situation where, like, she's been through what you've been through, but maybe you should talk to her and be like, hey, like, you know, some of the things that you comment and say, it's not really pleasing to me. Like, I wish that, you know, some comments you can keep, some things you can keep to yourself. Like, just have an open conversation with her, and maybe then things will get a little bit more better in that aspect. But I hope we can help out. I hope
that does help.
Keep us updated.
Keep us updated, McKenzie. But all right, guys, we will be back after this break.
Yes.
We'll talk to y'all in a second.
Dear Jasmine, my boyfriend and I have been dating exclusively for almost a year, yet he seems indifferent about meeting my kids. Am I going too fast?
OMG, girl, break up with him.
I've been thinking about getting breast implants for the past 10 years.
Girl, get them.
My brother-in-law sleeps in a twin-sized bed, but he wants to find the one. He's 27.
He doesn't deserve a wife. Damn, I could do this all day. Welcome to Jasmine Gives Bad Advice. Y'all be asking me, so now you're gonna get it. Now, the name of the podcast is Jasmine Gives Bad Advice, even though I think I give pretty good advice. I just say that it's bad so that if you follow it and everything blows up in your face, honey, that's not my problem. Take it or leave it. New episodes are on the way every Thursday, so you better hit follow wherever you listen to podcasts, okay? I'm not playing. Thanks.
All right, guys, we are back again.
Yes.
Continuing on with this episode of Let Me Tell You Something. We just left off listening to one of our voicemails that you guys left us, McKenzie. Thank you again. And now we're going to get into the segment where we talk about something that we love and something that we hate. Something that we love. I forget when to say it like that. All right, you want to start us off with something that you love?
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking about this as we was doing the podcast. I had something that I was gonna say that I love, but I can say that for another episode because this episode had me thinking like something that I love is the fact that there are people who see somebody that, you know, I don't know. I just started thinking about this, but I love the fact that there are people out there that see somebody struggling or just getting basically bullied by somebody and it's coming to their defense and helping them out. I want to say that like when let's do a flashback. When I was younger, you know, I got teased for certain things about how I looked or my size and stuff like that. And the fact that there was some people who would come to defense, even like if you think about like when you go to like a restaurant and you see somebody getting yelled at for, you know, don't get into nobody's business, but like if you see somebody who is struggling with something and somebody's getting frustrated and you go in to help, like let's give a round of applause to those people. Like
what would you do? Have you seen that show where like John, I forget his name, John Quinones or something? I think that's what it is, where he literally makes situations for people to like intervene and try to, you know, save them or something like that.
I literally did a YouTube video about that. But yeah, I just really love that. I like the fact that there's people who out there that really have that kind soul, that nice heart to see somebody that is struggling and is willing to help. Like, you don't know, the small things that you do to somebody is like, it really can change their life or it can change their day. They could be going through the worst day ever and your helping hand and your helping voice or whatever you do to help that person out, it's just, I don't know. I find that beautiful and I find that very loving. Like, shout out to those people.
Shout out to people who are not just bystanders of you know, stuff like that and just kind of let it go. Yeah,
because I know there's some people who can just like, they see a situation. Obviously, like I said, like you don't want to get involved in like, let's say, somebody's like drama or something like that. But if you see something that you feel like, oh, maybe I can help out in, or, you know, you see something where somebody is struggling and you just use your kindness. Because I know in this world that we live in, there's not a lot of kind people out there, and they will see a situation and walk straight past it. Somebody could fall with a bunch of groceries in their hand or something, and they will walk right past them like, child, I never saw nothing. But the fact that there's people out there that still have that kind heart, even though the crazy world that we're living in is amazing. Like I'm taking the stepping stones to having that kind heart one day. I'm going through therapy right now to get to the better place of my life. But, you know, I want to say that for those people who genuinely wake up every morning with a smile on their face and is, you know, just helping people out and stuff like that, like, shout out to you. And shout out to, randomly thought about this, shout out to nurses. Because y'all are working y'all asses off.
Hey, y'all. He used to be a nurse.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not a nurse anymore. But like, I just want to say shout out to them because like that job is very hard. You have to wake up every morning with a kind heart. You have to wake up every morning being like, okay, I'm about to help somebody. Even when you're going through something, like you're going to work to help these people out and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to say shout out to all those people who are just waking up every day with a smile, because this world is not a smiling place sometimes. I would like to say that. But yeah, I love that.
Exhale, breathe. Now we're going to get into something that I hate.
What do you
Which is kind of like the opposite of what you said you love.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Karens.
Oh.
Let's talk about it. I really cannot stand Karens. I think it's kind of funny that we're talking about people who like do the nice thing and like intervene into situations where, you know, whether someone's being like racially targeted or, you know, they're the victim of like some homophobic is like, you know what I'm trying to say. But I can't stand Karens in general. I you know, have you seen the videos of like, I mean, we saw a lot of videos during quarantine when Black Lives Matter was at its peak, and there were just so many videos of Karens just not minding their business, whether it's like not letting someone into the apartment because they've never seen them before, or stop skateboarding, you know, in front of my house, or like just random stuff where it's just like, what is this taking out of your day? Like, what is this doing to bother you? What are your thoughts on Karens?
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever dealt with a Karen before?
Yes. Are you kidding me? Especially when I was at work. Are you kidding me? The Karens, literally, they have nothing to live for but to get somebody in trouble. They love literally all their energy is built off of literally getting somebody in trouble or calling the police in certain situations where it's like, shut up and leave. Like, why are you involving yourself in a situation that you shouldn't even be involved in?
Especially like I've seen so many. I follow an account actually that's called Karens or something like that, where they show videos of like Karens who won't put on a mask in the store,
but then be complaining about people spreading COVID, but you ain't wearing a mask.
And then the Karens who, I mean, the ones that make me really, really upset are the ones I've seen too many videos of, like of women, of Karens. I saw this one lady in a park, and she was upset. I don't even know what she was upset. I don't even know what the hell. I mean, nine times out of 10, we don't know what the hell they're upset over. But she was upset at this guy who was walking his dog in the park, and the guy was filming her on the police, pretending to be getting attacked by this black man. And she was like, oh my gosh, he's been following me, and oh my God, his dog is biting me or something, like just literally for no reason. And he's filming her the whole time, and she's literally like looks crazy.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I had a conversation with my sister maybe like a few weeks ago or whatever like that. And you don't think about it, but did you deal with any Karens in school, like teacher-wise?
Oh, let me tell you a story. Real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so literally this happened to me. It was actually, she used to be my teacher, and I'm gonna call her Miss Erickson. That was her name. I will always remember her because I literally love this teacher, and then she ended up turning on me for no reason. Long story short, basically one of her students, it's so dumb. She was like, oh, who wants this bag of chips? And I was like, oh, me. And then she's like, just kidding. And I was like, girl, why would you do that? That's just how I was dumb. The girl goes and cries to her teacher, I don't even know what she said to the teacher. And then this Miss Erickson literally pulled me into a room and was like, what you did was unacceptable. We're going to call your parents. You're going to get into suspension. All this stuff, trying to get me in trouble. And I was like, wait, what's happening right now? Like, I don't know what I did. And it just was like so blown out of proportion. And I just felt singled out.
Yeah,
I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, and I was like, "Girl, what the hell are you talking about?" And I don't even know. I was not like a terrible kid, but I was a bad kid to where like if I did not deal with bullshit. And so when she was sitting here trying to yell at me, I literally was in a classroom and a desk in a room by myself, just us two. And I think I probably told you the story before. And I literally told her I'm not talking to her anymore. I got up, walked out of class. She tried to call my parents. My parents were like, what are you talking? Like, girl, please get the hell out of our face. They had a whole meeting with the principal about it. It was so dumb. But like, I have dealt with Karens when I was younger.
I just want to say the reason I brought that up was because, you know, she was telling me about that. And I thought back, I was like, did I deal with any Karens while I was in high school? And I had to think, they don't do this anymore. What? But when I was in elementary school, when we got in trouble, you would get timeout time. Basically, like, you know, everybody else going outside for recess and stuff like that, but you go through punishment. Now, you would think your normal punishment is getting like putting your face in the wall or whatever like that. My white teacher did not do that. What she did was she made a squat for like a certain amount of hours. And I never told my mom for hours. You know, our legs would be hurting and she would just be like, you have to get back in that position. Now I thought about it and I was just like, why didn't I ever tell my mom? Because I actually thought that this is just what teachers were able to do. They was able to punish us in any ways that they wanted to. But I dealt with a whole ass Karen as a child and I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that. Like, I was looking at other students and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't just black students, I want to say. But I just want to say, like, she would dead ass have a squat for an amount of time. And it was just like, for the most dumbest reasons. It could be like, oh, you talked during my lesson or something like that. Or I didn't like the way you was looking at so-and-so. It will be like the most smallest reasons. Stuff. That's a whole Karen. Like you don't even think about that shit when you was a child. You old.
Yeah, well, because I feel like Karen, like we didn't start calling Karens Karen until like I think it started in 2020 when we had our first Karen. Her name was literally Karen. But I was gonna say Karens don't discriminate, but they also do discriminate. Like Karens will be a Karen to anybody and everybody, no matter what color your skin is, no matter how old you are, no matter what you look like. But they also do discriminate because they do love to attack minorities. They literally love to do that.
Don't let them what's one thing that really be ticking them off? Oh yeah, when you decide to call, like, let's say they call the police or whatever like that, and you call and be like, I don't know what the hell this woman is talking about. I got it on video. I didn't do anything to them. They're gonna be like, well, you filmed after you did that to me.
They will lie on your name. Have you seen the video of the lady in, I don't know, a store? I think it was Victoria's Secret. And she literally was like, stop recording me, and started having a tantrum and passed out. In Victoria's Secret. And the lady recording was like, girl, you need help. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Y'all know
it all on camera.
Can I just say something real quick? Do you ever have moments where you just genuinely just want to, like, you just feel sick, you feel nauseous? Well, Karens just make me feel nauseous. Like, they make me feel sick. I don't feel comfortable. Obviously, I don't feel comfortable, but I genuinely just, like, my stomach get upset. Like, if I'm upset and my stomach is upset, leave me alone. I'm walking away from the situation.
I was going to say, you definitely...
Ooh. Okay, wait a minute. All right, shout out to producer Chris because he be coming up with good concepts for us to talk about. Time. So he told me to talk about something that so talk about when I work at Applebee's, the Karens that oh my God, the stories. Okay, I got one story. I got many stories, but I'm gonna give y'all one. Basically, this woman walked in with her family. Now, you know, on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, it's the weekend. It's going to be the busiest week. It's going to be the busiest week, obviously. So basically, this woman walked in and was like, how long, do I need to wait for? I told her, it might be about 20, 30 minutes. I'm not sure. Let me go talk to my manager and come back. She was like, okay. She was very nice. I was like,
at first.
They're very nice before they sneak up on your bite. But let me get back to the story. I went to my manager. I was like, how long do you think it's going to take? He said that a table was going to be coming together very soon. All right. He made a mistake. He didn't realize that we had already booked a party. Okay. So once we had cleaned that situation up, the people had came maybe about 5 minutes ahead of time. And they was like, we had a party. And I was like, fuck, we made small mistakes. And I told her, I was like, we made a small mistake. It's not going to be 20 to 30 minutes. It might be a little bit more longer because we have this party that we have to deal with. And we have to wait for another table to open up. This woman, all hell broke loose. You would have thought
somebody sent her food or something.
You would have thought something, but dead ass. She was just like, "This is unacceptable. You lied." I call up that lady never called up. She was fucking lying. But she was like, corporate? No, she didn't say that. She didn't say that. But she was like, I want to talk to your manager. She said she did that. She was like, the Karens are that's their living word. So basically the manager comes, he talks to her and was just like, ma'am, like, we're so sorry. Like, she was like, no, this is unacceptable. I feel like I should get my food for free.
You have a wristband? You can't get in. You got a wristband.
No, dead ass. That was a whole moment. Shout out to him because he's funny as hell. He is funny as hell. But she was dead ass pressuring us to give her food for free just because she had to wait.
You didn't even sit down.
She was like, my kids have been in school. They're hungry. Like, it was just like, why are you making this big fuss over that? And she ended up being like, I'm just going to take my business elsewhere. Bye. Bye. Leave.
Will we ever find another customer? Girl, bye.
Leave the room, please. But yeah.
Nah, what has me gagged is whenever the Karens complain and they want to talk to the manager, whole time they talking to the manager. They be like, "Oh, you want to talk to the manager? Okay, 1 second. I'm the manager, bitch."
But no, you know what also be funny? It'd be funny when the manager comes up and be like, what are you doing? There's never in my personal experience, I never dealt with a manager. It was just like, I understand this is harsh. I feel
there are Karen managers.
Oh,
I know.
Okay, I've never dealt with that, but I'm so sorry for anybody that has. But in my work experience, I never dealt with that. And they look dumb because like the manager is going to be like, you're going to have to wait. Like, what do you want us to do?
And why would you ask for free food when you haven't even sat down?
Do you want to sit on the floor? Like, do you?
Yeah, no, sit on the floor, babe.
We did tell her. It was so funny because I will say my manager was funny because he was like, I mean, we do have the bar open. I have kids. Why would I take them to a bar? Well, ma'am, you said you wanted your food.
You can't get in. I'm not gonna mess with you for the free. I don't even know you. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say is that I hate Karens. I forgot we were really just talking about like that was the whole segment about how we hate Karens. But yeah, girl,
kiss my black ass.
Karen,
can I say that?
Well, you just did. So
I mean, they can.
I mean, true. Anyway, so y'all, that is it for this episode. Let me tell you something. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed.
Yes.
We had a really good time. We're having fun filming these episodes for you guys.
Yes, I'm excited to come back next Thursday because I feel like what we got. What we gonna have?
I don't know. We'll see. But you want to tell them where can they find us?
Ooh, y'all can find us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. My platform is Tyshon Lawrence. Y'all can follow me anywhere with that. And then what's yours?
Christian Dennis, but Christian without the H. But yeah, you guys can follow me. It's literally, that's our socials on our ads on all platforms. And again, we put out episodes every Thursday. So you guys can listen every Thursday. People are watching on YouTube.
Yes.
Hi, YouTube watchers.
And you guys, we want to keep hearing your drama. So please call us at 1-877-YO-DRAMA. That's YouTube and podcast. I'm talking to all y'all. Hey, if you see this on Instagram, whatever, 1-877-YO-DRAMA. Did they hear it in the back?
1-877-YO-DRAMA. I think they heard me that time.
Clean your ears out if you can hear.
All right, y'all. We will see you. Oh, let me say that again. We will see you next week. All right, bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.